Today, following the settlement announcement, Nevada's Attorney General said a years-long state investigation into Meta has paid off. AG Aaron Ford said his office launched its own probe back in 2022, then filed 3 separate lawsuits this year alleging Meta's deceptive practices were hurting Nevada kids. The state's case also targeted encrypted messaging on Facebook Messenger, arguing predation takes place between the encryption. Nevada won a court order last month barring Meta from making false claims about how safe that encryption is.
And for too long, social media platforms have considered child safety an afterthought. And today we're saying enough. This settlement puts parents back in control of the content that their children are exposed to online.
And now, under the settlement, Meta must change its practices for Nevada users and pay up to $255 million over 10 years. This is money for grants, mental health services, and online safety programs specifically for Nevada youth.